Welcome to the KPC Smart Money Podcast with Kevin and Karen Christ. Well, guess what? The new year is upon us, and so we were going to talk about some good habits to develop. Now, don't necessarily think about making New Year's resolutions because, we all know that if you make a New Year's resolution and it's too big of a leap for you, that you won't do it. But these are small, positive habits that you can build for the coming year. And by the way, blessings to your family on this new year. And we hope 2023 is exceptionally better for you than 2022. So, Kevin, why don't you start with, this is actually a great topic for you. What's your first simple, small, positive result?
What do you mean it's a great topic for me?
Because
what about you?
You love to have a decluttered life. So explain what that is.
Yeah. It's like, that old saying, stay on your own side of the street.
Yes.
I was thinking that you want me to declutter my life. I was going to suggest that you declutter your closet a little bit. But, number one, hey, before we get into decluttering as the number one thing to do for 2023, anyway, what do you think the number one New Year's resolution would be?
Lose weight.
Yeah. Lose weight.
And go to the gym. Yeah.
All those things, right? So I was watching Fox Business News, and they got this guy that comes on, and he has this big jacket. I think his name is Shalady is his last name. He's like one of their talking heads. I don't know if these people have to pay to get on there. I don't know how they get on Fox Business News. But this guy's got this. He's giant. He's a giant guy. He's got this big cow. It looks like his jacket looks like a white and black Guernsey cow. And he said this. He was talking about inflation, and that inflation came down like 0.01%. And he said, that's kind of like me being on a diet and losing 2 or 3 pounds. It's the right trajectory. He said, but it's like throwing a deck chair off the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
So the key to these things are, as you said, Karen, is make small, positive, and above all, simple habits, right? You have to be able to track small goals to get to the end game.
What is it? And it's 21 days to develop a new habit. So what's the first one?
Declutter your life, your wardrobe, thin it out. Give what you don't need to charity. We get those postcards in the mail. It says, we're coming by on Tuesday, to collect all your stuff. We've done that a few times. We need to do more of it. But, eliminate everything that weighs you down, that no longer sparks joy. Make a space for new, happier, and lighter things for people and situations.
Well, and, decluttering is not just your wardrobe. It can be, how about your emails? We actually had a client saying she was trying to delete 80,000 emails. I mean, I love it hitting the trash can next to the spam bucket. It's how about people you follow? I mean, this is really kind of, people are so addicted to their phones that they might be following lots of different things that are just adding all these inputs into their life, input, but not really getting you anywhere. So that was a good recommendation. If it weighs you down, think about getting rid of it. Now, this one's one of my favorites. Count your blessings and be grateful for what you have, because you have no idea how powerful this habit is. In fact, I know people that create gratefulness lists because, when you start it, it's hard sometimes to think of things that you are grateful for. But here's a hint. If tomorrow everything in your life was eliminated that you did not say you were thankful for today, what would your life look like?
Yeah, that's good, Karen. So the third thing on our list, tell those people who matter to you
that they do.
That they do matter to you, right? Don't wait, don't wait till the eulogy, right? You never know when or you'll see them again. Boy, that's so true. be more present in their lives. You know, when your parents get older, you know, spend more time. Make it, you know, make it a habit to spend more time with your parents. Talk to them. If you don't live in the same town, make it a habit to call them, you know, once a day, once a week, or whatever that looks like for you.
You know, there used to be a show. It didn't last long, but it was a great idea where they would actually have like eulogies or you know, funeral receptions long before people died, so that people would say the things to the people that they might say once they're gone. That's sort of the thought here. Don't wait until it's too late. Now, here's one that actually I remember our pastor talking about because he was in the military for a while. Make your bed in the morning. It's a simple self-discipline, makes for a brighter day. But the concept is get out of bed, make your bed. You've already accomplished something immediately. It like just gets the ball rolling.
You know, to me, it's one less thing you got to do. You know, it's one less thing because when you get home, you're going to have to, I guess you could just, you know, crawl back in. But no, it's just so much nicer to come home and get into a made
But
bed.
it's a real quick accomplishment first thing in the morning.
Yeah. The other thing is start a journal. Writing down your thoughts works wonders. You know, that should have been yours. I'm not much of a journal writer. I don't know why. Maybe I should start.
I just went back through a journal the other day that I probably wrote 5 years ago, and I'm reading it and I'm going, wow, that's pretty good. Completely forgot what I had written in the journal, but it's amazing. Write it down. You never know when it's going to come in handy.
So, you know, thinking of writing things down, you know, we did a podcast one time where we were talking about making lists. You remember that?
Yeah.
So, you know, writing a journal, writing down your thoughts and so on. Some people keep a notepad by their bed, have a dream. They write down their dream so they can try to interpret what it means. But, you know, I was just thinking, you know, my father asked me, he said, you know, you talk to people about retirement all day. You know, when are you going to retire? I said, Dad, I mean, there's something about crossing off things on a list. I don't think my list would be the same. You know, people say they retire and they still are busy, but I still enjoy accomplishing things. I still enjoy making a list and crossing things. There's something about crossing things off a list.
My father never retired, really.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, so Karen, some people have jobs that they have to commute. My dad had to commute 50 minutes one way just to get to work. He was very happy to get to leave. Of course, you know,
but he was happy about getting rid of the commute, not necessarily being productive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because commuting time is absolutely unproductive. Drives me crazy.
That's right. Okay.
So here's another one. Write bucket lists, because dreaming, there's something about it. Looking forward to something, it automatically lifts your mood.
Yeah. So when you have something to dream about, you know, I think about that. Don't you think about that? Think about bucket lists, you know, where you're going to go and, you know, should we go to Australia? You've never been to Australia, things like that. Okay, so the next thing on our list is help people, you know, who can't do anything for you. I mean, somebody said to me one time, they looked at me and they said, I don't want to go. I don't want to be involved in that group anymore because there's nobody in there that can help me. And I went, what a sad thing to say.
Well,
what a sad thing to say. You know, there might be some people in that group that you can help. You know, I'm a member of the Rotary Club, and the whole thing is not to toot my own horn, but I mean the whole idea of Rotary. It's a service organization, and their motto is service above self. There's something about doing things for others for no particular reason, just to be nice, that makes us feel good. It should anyway.
Yeah,
I think
it not only brightens somebody else's day, it can hopefully put a death blow in selfishness.
Yeah, I told my son, I said, you know, if you help some little old lady across the street, it costs you nothing, right? And how does it make you feel? And he said, it makes me feel good, Dad. And I said,
so it's a win-win. Two people walk away feeling good.
Yes.
Now, here's one. Start being conscious about holding back on judging others and yourself. It'll just make you more content. It'll make you a brighter person to be around. And I remember somebody saying something, like, oh, what if you get mad at that driver that cuts you off on the freeway? And I know y'all deal with it, okay? But, like say driving. Now, you have no idea what's going on in that person's life. Maybe they just really got to go to the bathroom. I mean, maybe they've just, they're in a hurry to get somewhere. Maybe there's an emergency in the family. You have no idea what's going on in another person's life. So cut them some slack before you judge them.
Yeah, that's a hard thing, Karen. It's like in traffic that, I've been thinking about that a lot because I used to be super impatient. I'm still a little impatient, but you try to be a little more impatient, and then you drive by the person that was going too slow in the fast lane.
Oh, and you stare at him?
Well, yeah. And then you find out it's like an 85-year-old woman that's like looks scared. You know, so you got, just think before you do something. Look, Karen, I think we need to make this into a part 2. We're out of time here. We're talking about making 2023, making good habits for 2023. And so we've got a lot more on our list. So let's continue that next week. You're listening to the Smart Money Podcast with Kevin and Karen Christ. We're approaching the new year. We hope you're having a good holidays. Blessing to you and your family.
You've been listening to the KPC Smart Money Podcast with Kevin and Karen Christ. To listen to more episodes, visit kpcsmartmoney.com. You can also find the KPC Smart Money Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher.
KPC Financial Solutions is an independent financial services firm that utilizes a variety of investment and insurance products. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through KPC Financial Solutions, LLC, a registered investment company. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any reference to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. KPC Financial Solutions is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by KPC Financial Solutions. Hypothetical examples have been provided for illustrative purposes only. It does not represent a real-life scenario and should not be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation.